Good night, everyone. Welcome back to a new podcast. My name is Ian Said, but most people know me as Tacho. And today I have the pleasure to talk with Giovanni Zantedeschi, better known as Yggi. A scene that has flew over the radar in Europe has definitely been Italy. And outside of a couple of important tournaments, most notably ICARUS, and outside of other top representatives of the region like M4E and Yolt, there's not much one can say about this particular country. But I hope I could be here to explore more beyond its notability and learn more about its history throughout Ultimate. And it will be awesome to start with one player that has been getting better and better in the scene, and an amazing low tier hero using Simon in Yggi. We will be here also talking about data gathering and statistics, something that I adore debating about on this podcast. So I assure you that you should expect for the interview to last a couple of hours. Iggy, how are you?
Mhm. Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Thank you. How are you?
So far so good. I'm happy. I'm happy you're here. Thank you so much for accepting my invite.
Oh, yeah, I'm very welcome to do that. Like,
Awesome, awesome.
it's a new thing for me, so I'm like I'm a little anxious as well, but I think it will be fine.
Awesome. So, do you want to start with the questions?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Awesome. So, I want to start the interview knowing more about your past with the franchise. How long have you been playing Smash casually? And how did you eventually enter into the competitive scene?
Okay, so I think I've been playing Smash since I was in elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know exactly from which year, but I think when I was 9 or 10,
Mm-hmm.
I played Brawl on the Wii just like with some classmates and during the afternoons after school,
Yeah.
and and like I played just random stages, the subspace emissary, or with items on and all of the jank that all casual players have started with,
Yeah.
of course, at the beginning. And then I think I got in a first touch with the competitive side of Smash when I was in middle school, and I saw some tournament sites on YouTube, just like they went on my recommended videos casually, and I saw like I remember seeing PPMD and Leffen at Apex 2013. It was my first tournament I ever saw a set from. But like I did not follow it. I just knew that they were doing tournaments and that Melee was sick and everything like that. I watched the Smash Bros documentary, and then I've been like watching some clips, some videos, GR Smash and all that stuff during the years, but not actually participating in a tournament because I didn't have any mean to contact anyone from the community. At the time, Italian players used mostly Facebook
Mm-hmm.
to talk with each other and organize tournaments and community. StarGG wasn't a thing until I think 2015, 2016, so even that was out of the question. And even during Smash 4, like I was trying to play a little bit more seriously. Like I were doing online
Mm-hmm.
matches with some friends, some people I knew online, but mm, nothing out of that. Then with Ultimate, that's a fun story. I think I knew someone from my same year in my high school that played Smash. We didn't know that for 4 years, knowing each other, but we learned that we played Smash and we liked it, and we wanted to try and join a tournament. And when Ultimate came out, uh, we were set to play our first tournament in like May of 2019, but he went to. I could not because they moved the tournament date to my birthday party. I was 18. I was
Mm.
yeah, I was 18 at that time, so I could not like move my 18th birthday party because that's the big year
Yeah.
for us Italians.
Yeah, makes sense.
As Yeah, and so my first real tournament was going to be at in November of 2019. Like I did 6 months of just playing online with this one friend and all the other people. He got to know at that tournament. And from then on, I just started going to
Mhm.
tournaments. Then the pandemic
Mhm.
hit, so we are stop. Italy stopped until the end of 2021. I don't know here to you when how long you were stuck with no tournaments, but for us it was quite some time,
Yeah.
like this 1 year and a half.
Mhm.
And during this year, I just played a lot with my brother. He got interested in Smash 2, and we got so much better than I ever was before that.
Awesome.
We joined the tournament right after the pandemic and ended, quote unquote, like it did not end until 2022.
Mhm.
Actually, but we were playing with masks on, with space restrictions and all of that, and I saw some results. Like I got top 64 at my first national tournament, which was Smash Masterclass in December,
Yeah.
and then some more and more tournaments in the years. Like I traveled outside of Italy a couple of times. I went to VCA 2022. I went to Terra last year,
Mhm.
and I think that's it. Yeah, and then I do nationals in Italy and all the tournaments that we are organizing here in our region and a little bit outside. Like I do travel sometimes, not too much because I got my real life job to also care about, but
Yeah,
I
makes
try to
sense.
do my what I can.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, how's the experience of your first tournament prior to the pandemic, and how's the experience after the pandemic? Like, which characters were you playing? Who you were playing against? How was the whole environment about it? And like the experience of the first tournament prior to the pandemic and the first tournament after the pandemic era.
Okay, so for the first tournaments, I went with this one friend from high school. We went together to Padua, which is okay, sorry, I should have told I'm from Verona,
Mhm.
which is I don't know if you know where it is in Italy. It's like in the northern region,
Mhm.
in the right northern region,
Yeah.
and Verona is like 1 hour and a half distance from Padua by car. We went by train that time because I did not have a car yet. I was just 18. I had still did not have my driving license,
Yeah.
and we went there. We did not know like anyone. It was all new people, except the organizer, which came in Verona to do a little casual tournament in a GameStop. Like it was 10 people. I went 1-2 at that tournament, but I don't count that as a real tournament because like I did not play at all. I
Fair
just got
enough.
eliminated by a Bowser that didn't play the game
Yeah,
and
makes sense.
from another player from my city. And that tournament was something like I got to play with a couple of people outside of my circle of friends. I won even a set
Mhm.
against one of my now one of my big friends from the community.
Mhm.
Like we were the two little scrubs at the beginning. So one of us should have won. Either of us could have won, but I did in the end. And there was also a junior cup in there. I played in that also. We do that a lot in our community
Mhm.
here in Veneto. We do junior cups also to make people play more because Smashers always want to play more.
Yeah.
And I had fun. I had fun that first tournament. I came home with a very good experience. And then after the first tournament after the pandemic was in Modena, which is in an south of Verona. It's like again another hour and a half by car.
Yeah.
And and there also I saw a lot of improvements from I mean from the last offline tournaments of course, but also from the whole online experience I had to do in the last 1 year and a half.
Mhm.
And I went to that tournament. I trained very hard. I I watched VODs and got help from some friends to play against the Luigi on the first round, and I won, I think, 2-0. I was I was very hyped for that. Uh, and then I lost to a Shulk and a Pikachu, which are like the two of the worst Belmonts matchup I could ever ask for. But like it's fine, it's fine. It's my first tournament after pandemic, so I do not have anything to lose.
Mm, fair enough.
And
So,
I had fun that time also. Yeah, it was a new venue, new people. It was the first tournament for a lot of people after the pandemic. Like we were more than 50 people, which is not a common number in Italy, if you're not in one of the big cities.
mm-hmm, understandable.
So that the level was, I think, high. I think I went 2-2 and it was average for my skill level at the time.
Awesome.
And in speaking of characters, I always stick to Richter and Simon later. Before I went to tournament, I wanted to play Marth because Marth was my favorite character, going from Brawl to Smash 4 and then to Ultimate. But and that was before Ultimate came out. When it was just about to come out, like Belmonts were introduced in August, and I learned of Castlevania from that point, from that trailer, and I just got to love it and played a lot of the games. And I just wanted to play Belmonts when I got my Switch and my Ultimate copy, and I always played him. I went just with Richter at the beginning. I liked it more than Simon. No one was using Simon anyway, so my mustard Richter just was my thing. And then after the pandemic, I switched to Simon, and now I'm playing both of them. Like it's not, it doesn't matter. Like they are the same character, just matchups they are different. But
Mm-hmm.
I switch them one set or the other, but not mid set. Like
Okay,
I'm good CTOs. I don't want them to change the character, to lose time changing the character when they put the results in. So
fair enough.
I
Fair
play
enough.
one or the other.
Fair enough. So, where does the tag Iggy comes from? And I am pronouncing it correctly, or is it?
Yeah, you pronounce it correctly. Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's Iggy. You pronounce it like it was with an I at the beginning, a Y at the
Mm-hmm.
end, and that was it. At first, it was just Iggy, a normal one. But there was someone else in the community that had the same nickname, and he didn't do any tournaments ever. Like he was just on the Telegram and speaking to people. And I wondered, like, I can change it. It's no big deal. Um, I can change the two letters and it's fine. And there are still people writing Iggy in the normal way
Mm-hmm.
because it was like during 2020 that I changed the nickname. And I think originally this nickname came from Iggy Koopa, like the one of the Koopalings.
Yeah.
I think I had to choose a nickname for my DS Lite. I think that there was this option. I wrote Iggy 47, like a random number, and it just stuck to me.
Fair enough. So, where do you see the Belmonts right now in the current meta?
They are non-influential. Like they are not very present. There's a good reason for that. Like they are not doing good against any of the top tiers that are currently dominating the meta, I think. So it's normal that no one sees them at big tournaments doing big runs. Like there are the good players, of course, but the card is limited, and even though I really like it, I know everything I need to do with this character and everything I can do. I also know everything I cannot do, and I have to just accept it.
Fair enough. So, why do you think not many people use Simon in comparison to Richter?
Mm, like the thing I see when I play against people that do not know the matchup is that they just see Richter and Simon as just projectile spamming characters, and that's it. So I think the reason no one plays them is this one. Like they just think it's they camp and nothing else, and they're not fun to use. I think that's the one reason. And like they got very poor recovery, so if you get off stage, you do not know how to mix up your recovery or do it, or like use it at the maximum capabilities they have. Mm, they get cheesed and they lose motivation to play the character.
Yeah, the question was
But
actually
I'm not sure.
yeah, no, the question was more so that why do you think Belmont mains use more Richter than Simon?
Oh, why they use more one or the other? I think Richter is just cooler. Like he's the anime character. He's the anime protagonist. He's got a cool voice. He says take this at every down B he ever does. So I don't know. It's just more casual, friendly. Like Simon is this barbarian. He's very tough and cool looking, but he's a barbarian. Here in
Yeah.
Italy, actually, there's one skin of Simon, which is always used, except for me because I hate it because of this fact. Which is the second one with the blonde hair and the red shirt.
Yeah.
That one, we call it the Totti skin because he is associated with the with one of the most famous soccer player in Italy, which is Francesco Totti. I don't know if you know him. He played. I mean, in the Italians national team, some World Cup and Europeans Cup, and also he played in the Rome team. And its colors are the red and gold. So
Weird.
that's yeah, that's why in Italy Simon maybe is a little bit more played
Mhm.
is compared to Richter, but only for this fact, not
Okay.
not for anything else.
Understandable. So, what is why is it so uncommon to use the upper as a tethered recovery in comparison to the other two common aerials in fair and backer?
Because it doesn't work, I think.
Really?
Sometimes, if you use it, you're too close to the stage, then the whip will just hit the stage and not make the hitbox go out. And so when the hitbox doesn't go out, also the tether hitbox doesn't do so.
Damn.
It happens sometimes. Like I just do up B. Up B is better. It's better only if you're not playing as those characters that can hit your raising arm and gimping you because of that.
Yeah, I get it.
It happens because of course the arm of when you up B is not invincible. Like why should Simon or Richter get invincible stuff when other characters need it more? Like I don't know. Mm, no, I'm not going to make examples. I can just do. I'm going to create flame, but like, it's not just this move. There are also a lot of other moves which, for me, should have a little bit more of intangibility or like mm, some uh, some more stronger hitboxes to contest others.
Mhm.
Some yeah, that's also a reason I think people do not play Belmont. Like hitboxes are really really weak when you're yeah, like when you're trading with other moves, like you're trading with other moves a lot more often than you're going to win against them.
Fair enough.
Eh, the only exceptions are projectile, which are for the vast majority, if they're not strong enough, they get beat by all of the whip moves.
Yikes. So question: is down tilt better to use as a one-hit move, or is it better with both the slide and the aerial kick?
Depends on what you're going for, I think. So the thing with the second, I mean, the whole down tilt lags a lot if you hit a shield,
Mhm.
especially the second hit.
Mhm.
So If you're up against a shield, I mean, you can mix up one or the other hit, so the opponent doesn't know which side are you going to finish on, because I think I'm most certain that down tilt crosses up shields.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure of that because it's not something I think about while playing, but I think it does. But it lags like 40 frames or something. It's minus 30, minus 20 something on shield, so it's too easy to intercept. And like if you use just one down tilt and you send your opponent in an attack chase, then doing a second one is not worth it. You just want to follow the attack chase.
Hmm.
And if you're at ledge, you want to get both hits, so you can maybe kill the opponent, maybe with a lot of quotation marks, because it doesn't kill up until 180, I think. And I'm being generous.
Okay. So, how different will it be if holy water will explode and impact instead of when hitting the ground?
Or when hitting an opponent,
Yeah.
like, whoa, it would be much better. It was like if it was like it's in the games, you just throw it and it explodes, even on the opponents. In this game, you throw it and it bounces off shields. Opponents can catch it and use it against yourself, or if no one takes it after the shield, then it will become a neutral projectile. You can get hit by it. Also, like, it would be much better.
Yeah.
And yeah, you cannot also be a reverse holy water. It's the 1B move you cannot reverse. I don't know why. They made it hard to no reason.
Yeah, that move kind of
Like
sucks.
you can be reverse gyro. Why can you not do that with holy water? Like it will not break the game. This character is not going to break the game. So you can't do that. Come on. And I hoped every patch during the pandemic that they give Richter and Simon some buffs, some little ones. They gave like I think two patches, modified some things of Ritter, but they are not meaningful whatsoever.
Hmm. Valid.
So it's the same character as it was in 1.0.
So, how do you find your playstyle with Simon in comparison to other top EU Belmont mains like Qualit, Impace, at 7 Mat 64, Albion, Ire, Aida, Gonza Campero, Haggle Serpent, Mr. Nomer, Maxo, Flaus, Bravir, Muja, Elamoga, Alfax, and Alter?
Well, you're telling me a lot of names that I never even heard. No, I from the European scene I saw a lot of footage from Noxambra
Hmm.
while he was active during 2021, 2022. So I know his playstyle a lot. I of course know Impasse's playstyle because he's in Italy, of course, and I it was a big inspiration from me
Hmm.
growing up as a player. I saw Aida and Quality playing, I think, but not much else.
Hmm.
I think Grail during 2019, but that Simon is not even comparable to the Simons that are playing now. Like he's just too different because he was more of a wall player, playing Richter to cheese people. Like I think he got better after 2019 with that character, but he doesn't play anymore. I think so. I
Yeah.
cannot tell. But compared to them, like I think I go a lot more for some setups than actually playing the neutral well or pushing the advantage state.
Yeah.
You tell me if it's a good thing or not. I think it's not a good a good thing.
I mean,
Like
it
I
is a
have to
different
find a
playstyle.
balance.
It
Yeah,
is a different
I think
playstyle.
I have to find a balance of all things. And right now I'm just mm, and I don't like to say fishing for setups, but I try to throw my opponents in them and make them trap themselves in my setups and hoping they hit. But like I'm so not consistent inputs generally. Like I often misinput a backer. I wanted to do it upwards and it goes just straight, or vice versa. I do dash attacks instead of up smashes. Like it's my thing. I am not very precise with my input, so
Fair enough.
there's that also. But
So, what is?
uh,
Yeah, sorry, you
yeah,
were
yeah.
saying.
No,
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 no.
you were
I
saying.
was not going to. No, no. I was thinking of something else, but no, no, I don't have anything more.
Okay. So, what is Simon's worst skin? And if you say Richter, I will say it's
No, I'm not
valid.
going to say
I will
no,
say
no.
it's
I'm not going to
valid,
say Rick.
but like second worst skin.
No, no. I'm not going to say Richter. Like I still like Richter. I still play him. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay, I have to watch them very carefully because I don't want to. Nah, I know it's. Yeah, it's the fifth one. I think the one with brown hairs and blue armor. Like no, I don't like that.
Wait, let me check. If it is this, the one that I'm thinking about, like, why? The fifth one. Let me check. The fifth one. The fifth one. No, why? He's the only green one
I don't like the
technically.
color scheme. No, I don't like this color scheme at all. Well, do you like that
I
more than the
mean,
others?
it's not the worst one. Uh, or maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, base one is perfect as it is. Second
Yeah.
one is the Tote skin, so of course it's good. Third one, the yellow one, maybe. That one also I don't like it very much. Fourth one is the one I use, so of course it's the best. Then sixth one, the Old Man Rick Simon is superb. I like it a lot. And then seven and eight are fine, I think.
I think
But I
this.
don't like the
I think the
third and
seventh
fifth are
is. I think the
the
seventh is
ones I don't
worse.
like.
I think the seventh is worse than the fifth one.
Uh, I try before I switched to from the Totti to the black and red Simon. I tried the other skins to
Hmm.
see which one I liked more, and the seventh one I think was my second choice.
Okay.
Yes. And
Interesting. So, how? What is your perspective on the Italian scene as in current state in the meta in comparison to other European scenes?
mm, okay, so I'm going to to say something maybe controversial, but right now we are probably at our best peak in
Hmm.
terms of top players compared to Europe,
Yeah.
but that's not uh, so good things like you can think about. Like during Smash 4, also Brawl and Melee in those old days, I heard people always saying that we were at the lowest level.
Hmm.
Like we could not compete with the outside world. Like maybe during the end of Smash 4, some of our players managed to top 8 a major. It's hard to tell because I was not really involved with the community back then. It's
Yeah.
just going by hearings. And during Ultimate, like we just got stomped at our first national back in 2019. I don't know if you remember ICARUS 2019.
Yeah, I remember it.
Um, like Gluttony won, Mary was second, and then the whole top eight was made up of European players and just one Italian.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
And also when we rebranded Icarus at Icarus 2023, only Mad Forever was in the top eight.
Mm.
And the second highest placement that tournament for an Italian player was 25th, I think, from Atlanta. So you can see our level wasn't that high back then.
Hmm.
It was a year ago. Now there are some players that can and have showed that they can challenge the European level. Like we got Yolt, like I told you before, is our formal top one.
Yeah.
If you see power ranking is second, but just because of H2Eds and H2Eds and like, but like he won almost all the tournaments he went to this year. He went to a tournament in Spain and he got second, beating MVL, for example. He beat Andres FN, but when he was playing his super heavy characters, so Donkey Kong is in error and all of that. But still, is an Andres FN win on my records.
Sure.
And and he also top rated ICARUS 2024 by the winner side, beating Nitorium.
Yeah.
So it's been a very good challenge. And like of course we got Mar Forever, which was ranked 20th the last year in the European Power Ranking. So he's also a a really good player we got that can challenge the others. We got some other players that can but have not yet showed it.
Yeah.
Like if we see Weiji or Mirko or I can say even Firstborns NFL, Gandix, all these players can say something if they play outside of Italy, but I got no results to say that yet. So
Fair enough. Understand. So, how is the level between the different scenes in Italy, and how many are there right now?
how many are there? Okay, so Italy is divided in to 20-ish regions. Like I don't want to count them, and I just going to say 20-ish because I think 21 or 19. I don't know. I don't want anyone to correct me about this. But not all the regions have a related community. Some
Okay.
regions have two separate scenes in them because of geographical separations on or something like that.
Yeah.
I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think we got like 16 or 17 even different communities
Okay.
in Italy.
Yeah.
And to say which one is the best, which one is the worst, it's very hard because, again, due to geographical limits, Italy is not well connected.
Mhm.
So a lot of players from the north and the south cannot meet very often, so we cannot say for sure which scene is the strongest. We can say which scene has the most good players,
Mhm.
which as of now is Lombardia, where Milan is,
Yeah.
and it's got Weiji, it got Mirko, Yolt. But
Okay.
even Sicily is very strong. Uh, Rome, so Lazio is also very strong. Uh, okay,
Yeah.
those three I think are the best regions thus far.
Okay.
Like my own region, um, I think is like fifth or sixth
Okay.
because but the level inside the region is there's a very huge gap between the low level, the middle level, and the high level. So
Mm.
like we are strong because we got two very good players and then a lot of average players. But
Fair enough.
like that we just see which scene as the most good players.
Understandable. So, what is your perspective on the current European rule set, and has the Italian scene accustomed in its release?
So the European rule set, I think, was uh, published during the pandemic. I don't know, remember
Let me send it to you.
exactly when.
Let me send.
But here in Italy, we just accepted it firsthand. Like w- it was good for us.
Mhm.
Like oh, yeah, because at the beginning of Ultimate, before the pandemic, every region has had its own rule set. So you could go in a region and there was a stage. In the other region, there was not.
Okay.
Like in my region, and I'm very proud of it. We did not have Lilat. We banned it right away, but we had Unova. Unova is such a good stage. I like it. But
Uh,
when the U rule set came by, then we just went with that and we did not look back. Like as of now, I think no one, uh, ju- everyone accepts it. Like
mhm.
it's a common thing. I think in all of Europe. I don't think only France. Only France is the only state that uses its own rule set for some tournaments. But that just because the nation is not all very well united
Mhm.
under one organization or one community. So everyone does like we did in the early days.
Yeah. I just sent you the rules if it is if that's the one we were talking about.
Yeah, yeah, this is the one. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
With nine stages, Carter
Yeah.
before Buns and Yoshi Story.
Yeah.
Yoshi Story is a very it's the only thing I can say if it wasn't on the rule set then I would be fine with that. But
You guys had a Unova for how many years? So I don't know if it is if you if you guys can argue with it in between Unova and Yoshi Story.
I
Not gonna
mean,
lie,
Unova is fine. Unova
you know
just
it's
well,
not
the
fine at
only the
all.
only reason no the only reason Unova was hated here in Italy is because Palu players were always bitching about it because it fucked up their teleports. That's the only reason we got rid of it.
Not
You
only
can say the camera is fucked up, the stage has bad lighting. You can say everything, but the truth is just that Palu players cannot play their beloved character in that stage.
let's be real. Any character with teleport recovery was having a bad day in Unova.
Yeah, but in Italy it was just Palu players. It was just at some point there was a group just hating on Palutena, not just hating on Palutena, not the players but the character.
Oh god damn it!
I think it's not active anymore, but sometimes people just write in there and when they lose to Palu and like even even players from other nations when they lost to Palu they were just getting added to the group and they were bitching as well about the characters so it was fun.
I mean,
But I like Unova. I like Unova. It's better 100 times than Lilat. I played on
yes.
Lilat so much during the pandemic. I hated it.
I'm
But I played it voluntarily against some characters.
yeah, fair enough.
I, I have to admit that Lilat was not super bad. Like Yoshi Story, I never pick it. I think against anyone.
Mhm.
Maybe against Palutena at some point, but or against characters that do well on 3+.
Mm. Fair enough.
But I mean, Battlefield is there. Like just use Battlefield. And Lilat is no, I don't want to talk about Lilat. I hate it. I hate it.
First and foremost, the reason I personally didn't like Unova, I'm a PK boy main. So, chosen Unova had the slim chance of trying to use the PK rocket once again. Like after hitting the border of the stage, had the chance of
Hmm.
going into the corner that goes downwards, and just
Uh-huh.
instead of bouncing for me to do the PK rocket once again, it just goes downwards once again, and the stock was ended right there, because of
Yeah,
Unova.
yeah.
And the other reason, actually, the lightning effect had some issues for me because I'm colorblind. So
Okay.
when the lightning went into effect during the set, I couldn't see shit. Like literally, like for
That's
two or three
understandable. That's
seconds. 2 or 3
understandable.
seconds for me was like, oh damn it, I
Mm.
cannot see anything. Uh,
Yeah. But
so
you can admit that it's a cool ass stage. Like
it
it's
is
it's a
it is
cool
pretty it
stage.
is pretty cool, but with that same type of I prefer other stages that are not as common, similar to Unova, like Northern Cave or Willis Castle.
Oh shit! Not Northern Cave was legal at some point. Oh, I just remember
Yeah,
that. I like Northern Cave also.
yeah.
There was this thing I want to talk about that at some point I started to when I started to train a little bit harder. I wanted to know exactly which position I had to be at to throw the holy water at the ledge at
Hmm.
the perfect space. And I remember training on Northern Cave that I had to watch the background because the flow was just not good enough for me to see which tiles or which squares were the right one. So I used the stack of cubes that's in the background for one side and a stream of light for the left side. And I remember that there was a good thing. I liked it when I trained. But what rule set do you use in Argentina?
It highly depends on the scene. Not gonna lie, we don't have a specific rule set
Mm.
either. So it highly depends. There are some scenes that still use Lilat, for example.
Oh,
Yeah. So
I mean,
uh,
even France is using Lilac sometimes, so I can understand that
some
it's not.
some scenes in Spain also use Lilat, and in the UK as well.
Mm,
So it's just not
okay, here in
France.
Italy, no one uses it. That's for sure.
So are you happy about how the Ultimate roster ended, or you have like someone else added?
Okay, so I'm just talking about the actual reveals of the character themselves, but not how they do in the gameplay. Because if you're talking about the gameplay, that no, I'm not happy. Like I hate, of course, everyone hates Min Min. I hate that was added and it's just a better Belmont because she got these longest hitboxes that are just as but better. But not speaking of that, I think I like the selection they went for. I think I followed every DLC reveal and but not Jokers because I was not actively playing yet when it was revealed.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like them the one I was most hyped for. Um, who was it? Hmm, I think uh I think
Mm-hmm.
Sephiroth and also Steve. I mean, come on. Steve was added to Minecraft. Like, who could have expected that?
Was there a character that you wanted but wasn't added into the
What
game?
reason?
Sorry.
No, I'm thinking about it.
Mm.
I think I did not have any expectation about the DLCs.
Mm. Fair enough.
During Smash 4, I had because I wanted some characters to return,
Mm.
and there's this fun thing where the last character was Bayonetta,
Yeah.
and I watched the reveal live, and the trailer started with this full moon, and I was saying, "Yeah, Wolf is getting added back to the game." I didn't know anything about the ballot, that the last character was going to be the most voted one in the ballot.
Yeah.
So I was believing in Wolf, and then I see Bayonetta, and I say, "What the fuck is?" I can never see this character.
Yeah, not gonna lie, the same, the kind of similar happened to me. I mean, I did knew who was Bayonetta, but I didn't thought that it was such a massive fan base that wanted Bayonetta in Smash. I was just like, oh, so
Yeah,
my character is
yeah, I
not in
mean,
Smash.
that was my reaction to that. Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess no Wolf, no Wolf, and then Wolf got added to Ultimate, and it was the character I hated the most for 2.5 years, because my brother played him, and he was just trashing me with that character.
Not gonna lie, it is kind of weird that after when Sora got the release, that they announced that Sora was actually the most requested character in Smash, like in the Smash Ballot,
Hmm.
like in Europe and Asia, and the second most requested in the United States after Bayonetta. So it's like, huh, that's that's strange, and so they tricked us.
Hmm. I think for Europe it was Banjo and Kazooie, right? Do you
No,
remember?
it was actually Sora.
It was actually sure
It
also
was
from
actually
Europe.
Sora.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a lot of people were happy when it got added.
yeah.
I was not happy but annoyed because I were like, yeah, finally they added Sora, so all these people will be happy, yoo-hoo. But Sora didn't do anything to me.
Yeah, neither did it for me. Like, I was like, oh, cool, Sora. Kingdom Hearts kind of ass, but I'm happy for the people that
I
wanted
and I
Sora.
also I never played Kingdom Hearts. I saw some playthroughs
Hmm.
for the first, second, and Chain of Memories
Yeah,
games, and I liked it watching it, but this I never owned a PlayStation back then, and I don't want to buy it on my PC as of now. So
yeah. And let's not
so
even
I
start
never
about
got
the.
to play it.
And let's not get into the idea of trying to buy Kingdom Hearts for Switch. That's just not. I don't know if you knew, but Kingdom Heart games for the Switch are cloud versions that are actually games.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard it. Yes, yes.
So the gameplay is horrible, worse
Oh,
than worse than any capability, and it's constantly crashing.
I don't know what was in their minds when they did
It's
that.
it is a PlayStation One game on the Switch, and they and they find a way to fuck that up so royally. Like, how did that happen? Nintendo
Wow.
moment. Um,
A really good Nintendo moment.
exactly.
Or is it
Um,
a Disney moment? I don't know. No, I think it's a
it's a
Nintendo
Nintendo
moment.
moment. Let's be
It's a
real.
Nintendo moment.
So, what is your perspective on the current state of the LumiRank and its effects on the European scene?
Hmm. Do you want me to compare it to the old ranks we had through Ultimate, or just the a ranking is there, is the Lumi rank, and
You
which perspective do you want?
you can go with both perspectives if you can.
Okay, so compared to older ranking, as I think it's a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously, no, you cannot make everyone happy with a ranking, even if you do it with an algorithm. If you do it by panelists, if you do it just by throwing darts against a board, no, you cannot please everyone.
Yeah, I get it.
And I think Lumirank is fine. The problem with Lumirank right now is that there are some regions that are getting more and more inflated with big tournaments just because there are good players attending. They are good, of course, but they are worth a lot of points just because they are playing in those big tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about Japan mostly. I
Yeah.
mean, America right now is, I think, is a little more balanced than it was during the Panda Global's rankings, and
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah, it was just that at the time. So, but Japan is constantly getting S tiers, A tiers, P tiers sometimes, and they just got the same players always attending. They are good, obviously. I think Japan is the strongest region in the world right now, but I think they have to change some values here and there to balance it more in favor of Europe, also because Europe is the opposite. Like no one is coming here, so our tournaments are worth um, less points than Japan and America,
Mm-hmm.
and so our players don't have a chance to really shine on a power ranking. Like Tariq, for example, the this mid season, it was clearly top 50 in the world by his results, but he did it in Europe. In Europe, nobody cares about it, so it was not. I think it was an honorable mentions or even like top 100, but a random space like 70 something.
Uh,
Not
he
a really good.
he was actually like top 70, top 80, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm, that's the one thing I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
It's still unbalanced from the different reasons compared to all the ranks.
Yeah.
But I think it's fine. I think this way, I think for myself, I get to know a lot of more different players than I get used to. Like there are these many Japanese players I never even knew existed that got on in the middle season power ranking,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and now I can watch them.
Yeah.
I can follow them. So that is a good thing about power rankings, and those that also do introductions or speak personally about the players, how they did in the season, just not and not just showing the graphic. They went seventh at this big tournament where they beat a random player who nobody knows.
Understandable.
That's a thing I like also.
Mm-hmm.
If you want my perspective on the players, so how power rankings affect the players, I think players should not look at power ranking to to get motivations or to get anxiety
Mm.
before tournaments. Like here in Italy, especially, there are a lot of people that care too much about the power ranking. They want to be there, not at all costs, but like if they get a bad loss, they are going to quit it and never don't play for many months.
Yeah, that's not the
And
goal of a power ranking
people
at
should
all.
not do that. Like you should
Yeah.
just play the game, have fun. If you get results, then it's a good thing for you. If you want to prove it, then do that. But no one is dying for you getting ninth at a 12-man tournament,
Yeah.
losing to seed 19, which
Mm-hmm.
is not even in the tournament of 12 people. But you got the idea.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I was like this when I started after the pandemic, and I was getting good, and I thought I was going to be on the power ranking.
Mm-hmm.
And some events I performed badly, and I just closed myself. Didn't want to play with anyone or talk with anyone for a couple of hours. Um,
Yeah.
but then I just said, I don't care. I just play, and that's fine.
Yeah. I understand. So.
Like right now, the rest of my scene is catching up to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm that good of a player in my region. I'm like top, maybe top 10. But maybe not this year. Last year I definitely was. No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's less and less important to me to get to a power ranking. Like I know what I can do. If I want to, I can maybe try it more. But as of now, I let other people play the game and do what they want.
Awesome. So, how plausible is for Italy to host a major?
Sorry, what's the question? How?
Yeah, how plausible is for Italy to host a major?
After this year's ICARUS, I don't know. Like ICARUS 2023 was a very good tournament for me. It got a lot of hype. So
Mm-hmm.
many people from the rest of Europe came by and had a good time. But hosting a tournament during the summer is always a problem because of the heat.
Mm.
And so people got annoyed by it, and a lot of people didn't come to this year's Icarus,
Okay.
which first was going to be in the same venue, but with this heat problem solved.
Yeah.
But it still didn't meet the quota of players for the TOs to be able to afford that venue. So we had to move at the not the last second, but like the last 3 months before the tournament started. We have to move the venue to the old Icarus venue during Smash 4,
Yeah.
which everyone was happy with that. Yeah, the venue is awesome. It's very big. It's ventilated, and then it was not because it was not that big as people remembered it to be. And
Nostalgia feeling again.
and all these people from the other nations that came to this year's Icarus saw this, experienced the extreme heat yet
Mhm.
again, and they got demotivated again for our national tournament. So I
Mhm.
don't know if Italy is ever going to be to host a major
Okay.
of or like a tournament that can be a major, no, not by ranking, but just like by how big it can be. I don't
Yeah.
think as of now we can.
Okay.
Mm,
But
we have to do it in like the colder seasons, during spring, early spring, or during winter. But
yeah, I was wondering why most Italian like nationals are in summer. Why not hosting a big tournament in spring or winter?
well, Icaruses from Smash 4 were always held during March or April or even May.
Mhm.
Last year we went with the 1st and 2nd of June because here it's a national holiday during
Mm.
those days. So a lot of people had um, holidays from jobs, from school, and they could afford to go there.
Yeah.
This year it was in the end of July, but I think because of venue uh, that didn't have the possibility to host us earlier in the year.
Mhm.
But these are the only times I think we hosted a major in the summer. Like the other tournament series that gets big numbers in Italy is the Smash Masterclass I mentioned earlier,
Mhm.
and this year we are going to get the fourth one, and that's going to be in December.
Yeah.
And that's a much better experience as of now. I think the TOs for Icarus were saying that the next one will be held in March, in the same venue we went this year, but in March when the climate is much better for everyone.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, in my perspective, at least for what is left for this LumiRank season, because Italy has a 3 point multiplier. It is actually the one of the scenes that could get a major because of the multiplier. Like if, for example, they could get 100 players or maybe 80 players, that's around from 250 to 300 points. And if you get like, well, sorry, so how how plausible is to get a tournament in Italy for 200 players?
Uh,
Or
I
or
have to
or,
check
or let
some numbers,
or, or
but
let
I
let
don't
me
remember.
let me preface the question. Which tournament got the most entrants in Italy? Like how
I
what was the
think it
biggest?
was Icarus 2023,
Mm-hmm.
which got uh, more than or almost 300
300 players.
players.
Okay.
Uh, this year's Icarus had almost 200,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
I think it was a B tier
Okay.
for the LumiRank. I have to check real quick my
Let me check
season.
real quick because I also have
So Icarus, the cuts. No, not please.
rank
Well,
2024 2. It was in August, right?
Uh, which one? This year's? It
Yeah,
was
this
the end of
year's.
July.
The end of July. Okay.
Yes.
It's a little G. Let me check.
Let me open this.
It's the end of July.
No.
So yeah, it was a B tier event.
Mm-hmm.
So okay,
And
so
and Icarus in
290.
2023 was also a B tier,
Yeah,
but I think we don't have the same multiplier back then.
yeah. So yeah, I think back then it had a different multiplier. Whoa, it had
We had
400.
400 attendees Icarus 2023. I think that's the biggest tournament we ever held.
Okay.
Uh, Smash Masterclasses, I think at the peak had almost 200.
Mhm.
Um, the last one had, I think, 100. And there was not many players that wanted to go at that one, even
Mhm.
if I had a lot of fun in that tournament. This year's Masterclass has surpassed 120.
Okay.
No, 100. It has surpassed 100 already. I think with 100 player we get at least a C tier
Yeah,
for
for
that
sure.
tournament.
For sure, for sure.
We had a tournament at the end of of September, which had 123 player, and that was a C tier.
Yeah, I remember.
But
Yeah, I
that's the
think
only one. We got some D tiers here and there.
yeah.
Like if we have more than 32 players, we are almost guaranteed to have a D tier.
Yeah,
So it's good for us, but not good enough to get a major with our numbers.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, in order to for Italy to host a major, they need a tournament with 250 to 300 players and having attendees not only from Europe but from other scenes like Japan or NA. That's the only thing that is keeping it back, honestly.
Yeah, no people from the other continents want to go to Italy.
I mean, the thing is, at least in my perspective and from what other regions I know that they did, instead of trying to put the focus on the level of the scene, a focus can be on like tourism. Like for example, if you get in contact with Chag or in contact with players from Japan, you can say we can show you around Italy or this region of Italy from certain tourist points or restaurants and things like that instead of just the level of the scene. That's what actually they did in Colombia for Salty Island for
Mm.
Mr. E, for example, when he went to
Mm.
Colombia. They were like they weren't much of the focus for the level of the scene, but most so of showing Mr. E around Colombia.
Mm. Mm.
That's a good strategy.
I mean,
That's at least a good strategy. I don't
yeah,
know.
that's like, you know, it sure can be, but with this strategy, I think you need money in some capabilities,
Hmm.
and we do not have any sponsors here in Italy. I mean, mm, a sponsor that can sustain one of these tournaments and
Hmm.
have a player from overseas join.
Yeah, I get
So
it.
it's all from the underground. Like we as the community do everything,
Yeah,
and
it's grassroots.
we didn't, yeah, it's grassroots, of course.
Yeah.
In the years, I think I can count in my hand the number of players from America
Hmm.
who came by here.
Yeah.
We got during Smash 4, we got MVD, 1 point. Well, and this strategy worked. Like I don't know the specifics, but he went to visiting Italy as a whole, and he was staying at people places and playing with them. He also won a tournament in Rome
Yeah.
against Mars Forever, who was the number one player back then, during that time.
Hmm.
We had Super Girl Cars joining us for a couple of Icaruses.
Yeah.
Um, Then at Smash Masterclass 2, we had Z and Ludo from Canada. I don't know if they are both from Canada. Maybe one is Canadian, the other one is
Wait.
um,
I've heard Ludo, but who
American.
was the other?
Z, just Z.
Oh yeah, C is from
Uh,
Canada and Ludo is from the States. Is from Washington, if
okay.
I'm not mistaken.
hmm Yeah, yeah. And that was one of the hypest tournaments for us because as an Italian defended ourselves from the two invaders very well.
Yeah. I get it.
Like only one of them made top eight, and the other was eliminated by his friend because of an upset. I mean, it was not foreseeable. And then I think we got checked during
Mm.
2022, and when the
Yeah, during the Smash
because
Bros
he
tournament
was doing all the tournaments for to get points for the
for the
I
Smash Bros
don't
tour.
remember
Yeah,
the name
yeah, for the Smash
exactly.
Bros
Yeah,
tour.
Smash
Yeah,
Bros Tour.
yeah.
And again, he won a tournament in Naples. He won it against Space.
Mhm.
Yeah, the top three was Chag, Space, and Quick, and then Mad Forever as a fourth.
Yeah,
It was the breakout tournament for Mad Forever back then. I
yeah.
think those are the only players, I mean, notable players who came from the States or America
Mhm.
was.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, let's hope for the best for the AEs for what's left for of
Yeah,
2024 and
I
for
I want
2025 as well.
to I want to be positive for next Icarus and hoping that many people join it and believe in the project again and not like dump us out because of the hot weather
I mean,
during
if
the summer.
you can like say this time it's not in summer or something like that.
Yeah, but when I say that many people, um, how do you see it? That many people dislike the tournament because of the heat
Mhm.
for a second time in a row. I mean, a lot of people,
Yeah,
not only from the outside but also from Italy.
no, I understand.
I mean, as Italians, we know that the TO, the main TO of Icarus, which is Midoris, it
Mhm.
was in the list of players we wanted to talk to. That he can do it better.
Yeah,
He can obviously doing better. We is very good at a TO.
yeah,
So we as an Italian believe in him. I just want the other nations of Europe to also believe in us again.
yeah. I get it. So we've been talking a lot with Iggy. Now I want to talk with Giovanni for a little bit. So tell us, what do you like to do besides playing video games?
Not much. No, I'm joking. But like, outside of playing games and doing video games associated stuff,
Mhm.
it's not like I do that much because I got a job during the whole week. Just got one day off every week, which is the Monday. So I work every evening, afternoon
Mhm.
until midnight.
Yeah.
Uh, I like. I think I'm as an activity I'm doing now, other than staying at home and working, is learning Japanese. I'm learning Japanese. Firstly, I did it by a school,
Mhm.
an international school here in Verona, and now I'm doing it privately with the same teacher that was teaching me before. And it's not like I know Japanese. I don't understand when they speak, but I can read it.
Understandable.
I can, not easily, but like I can do it without thinking that much. So
Understandable. I
that
I get it.
other than that, like I played some sports back in the day, but now too old for that.
Mhm.
I'm 23, like I cannot do so much sports now.
You're 23 and you're saying you're old.
Yeah, I'm getting old.
Damn, I'm 25, so I don't know. What's leaving for what are you leaving for me?
No,
Damn. Okay.
I'm old. You're not. You're not.
Oh my
Like
god,
you
I'm
could you
getting.
could you could. Okay, I'm looking at the camera now. You could be 20 for what I know, and people always tell me that I'm like 26, 27. So they see me as an old man, and right now. So
Oh no.
I'm getting how do you say it? Like it's becoming part of my life being old. No,
Uh,
I'm just too lazy to start a sport and keeping it with all of the other stuff I have. in mind, or I have to do for the job, for video games, and
Mm-hmm.
all that things.
Understandable. So this next question is kind of personal. If you don't want to get into it, that's perfectly fine. So, in what ways has the pandemic affected your overall life outside of Smash?
Okay, I'm going to answer that. It's not that deep. Like the pandemic hit when I was on my last year of high school,
Mm-hmm.
which I think was the worst time ever it could have happened because I had to the last half of the year without seeing my classmates, only by Google Meets or online classes. And after the final exams, like I lost all the contacts with them,
Mm-hmm.
and not every one of them, but the most majority, yes. And in the years, I think I struggled to get back to having this number of friends
Yeah.
I gained during my high school years. Other than that, I think the pandemic was not so bad, but that was, I think, a huge part of what I am now. Like losing these many friendships
Yeah.
and people was bad for my social being.
Mm-hmm. I understand. So, have you ever had COVID?
No, maybe like I maybe got it 2 times. I got it when the pandemic starts, but I never checked, and I skipped online lessons when with that fever. I don't know. I still don't know if it was COVID or not. And then
Okay.
I got it at the beginning of 2021, but it was like for 1 week.
Okay.
I was fine after it. It was not that bad.
Okay. I get it.
Did
Case.
you have?
Yeah, I had COVID 3 times. The three times
Three
during
times?
3 times.
No.
All of them in 2020, 2022. Yeah, yeah, it was 2022. The first time it was after a birthday party. Me and my wife, we both got COVID. And then it was awful. Mostly because my wife is asthmatic. She has asthma,
Well,
so it
okay, no,
was it
no,
was
that's
it was kind of rough for her.
that sucks. Yeah.
And then the other 2 times, one of them was pretty bad, and the other one it was just asymptomatic. I didn't have any symptoms. My wife, on the other hand, she got COVID 5 times.
No, 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 5 times?
The last time she got COVID, it was in January of this year.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Oh,
the
I'm so sorry to hear that. Like,
yeah, it's okay. Don't worry. And
okay, is she okay now?
yeah,
Okay.
she's great. During the fourth time, I remember it was during the World Cup, and she was going like religiously to every match to a bar here in Argentina to see to see every football match, but
Mm-hmm.
to see every football game. But once she got COVID, it was pre. It was, I think, in the top 16. If I'm not mistaken, it was. I think it was between Australia or the U.S. I don't recall correctly. But because I'm gonna say it, I hate football. Um, so I just didn't care about the World Cup at all. Like I didn't watch any game. Um,
Oh, we can call it football here, right? Not so. I call it
no,
soccer before because I don't know uh what
no,
what
no.
you are accustomed to, but
Yeah,
it's football to me also.
it's
Like
football to me
soccer
also.
is.
Yeah, it's just in the U.S. But yeah, I actually didn't watch any football game during the World Cup. And but my wife, she went to almost every to every game to a bar to watch it and to celebrate it, with the exception of that game where she got COVID against during the match against Australia. She was scared because she thought, "Oh no, I'm not going to a bar. They're gonna lose or some shit," and that didn't happen.
Oh, so that's the reason she didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, for me, for us at least, it wasn't as bad. Like as for other people that got the sickness, you know.
Mhm.
So here's the last segment of the interview, the lightning round questions. Here's the moment where not necessarily you have to answer these questions as fast as you can, but nevertheless there wasn't a specific stage of the interview to where I go throw these random questions at you. So, Iggy, are you ready?
Okay, you have to go easy on me because I mean I have to listen to the question in English, then translate it in Italian, and then formulate an answer. So do not go too fast with me, please.
I mean, this is just the name of the segment. Doesn't mean that you have to answer these questions as fast as you can. It's just
Okay,
that
okay,
this is the segment of random questions.
okay.
Okay, so are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
You sure?
I am.
Okay, cool. So first question: what is your character demon? This means a character that you hate fighting, even if the matchup is favorable for Simon.
Oh, I changed that so many times during my competitive life. Right now is freaking Banjo and Kazooie.
Why?
Okay, so first of all, it has Wonder Wing is the most brain dead form of a move you could ever think of outside of Minecart. Minecart is still unbeaten. Is the on the pantheon of the most brain dead moves is that one.
I
What so
mean,
there's Wonder Wing. The neutral B is always in the way. It stops me in midair. It stops my cross. It stops all the projectiles I want.
mm-hmm.
Uh, and most importantly, he's got one of the worst sound effects, most annoying sound effects you could ever ask for. Like you got Peach, you got Ness, of course they are bad, but Banjo Kazooie, or I mean Kazooie with those, those kind of sound effects, I just
Fair
hate
enough.
them.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I get gratification when I get a Sarkio and Banjo is doing oh like you fucking deserve it. You deserve it. I hate that bear. So right now is that one I think.
Okay. So, what is your favorite sweet?
My favorite sweet. Uh, mm, it's cheesecakes that my mother cooks
Oh.
with oh god, I don't know how to say it in English. Oh, what's the translation of this fruit?
Do you want to say in
Uh,
Italian? Maybe
it's
I can.
it's apricots, yeah, with apricots
Oh,
juice,
apricot. Okay.
jam. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my favorite.
Okay. Interesting. Um, do you think MK Big Boss is top five in Europe?
No, that there was this tournament that he lost to someone worse than him, right? Let's. I want to check before answering. MK Big Boss. I mean, probably his, but I want to be sure. Like there was this one tournament that he underperformed in some way, and I was like, yeah, no, he's not. He's not. Like he got first at a tournament in Spain. Ooh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, no, not seeing any underperformance is top five to me. No, no, it's top five.
Yeah, I understand. I mean,
No, I mean, MKB Boss is
yeah,
I like watching is Rob.
yeah, me too. It's actually one of my favorite rock players to watch. So, uh, what is your favorite video game?
X is the first Xenoblade Chronicles.
Ooh, interesting. Are you a fan of Xenoblade Chronicles games in general,
I
or?
just played the first one, but because I never had the chance to buy the other games.
Mm,
Because
okay.
I want them physically. They are almost uh, you cannot find them physical copies here in Italy. So
Yeah, I got it.
that's the only reason. But I like the Xenoblade series. But the
Okay.
first one is my most favorite uh, by far.
Yeah, makes sense. So were you excited when Shoal got added, or you played Xenoblade
Of
Chronicles
course,
after?
no, no, of course, of course.
Okay.
So if I have the time to speak about this, I want
Yeah, for
to
sure. Don't worry.
tell you how I got to experience Xenoblade Chronicles first.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact year I played it the first time on the Wii,
Mhm.
but I went to my local GameStop. I was looking out for games for the DS, for the Wii. I did not have much else
Mhm.
back then, and there was this worker that I asked him which games are you suggesting to me. He was like, "Yeah, try this. Xenoblade Chronicles is RPG. If you like RPGs, you like yeah, because I was searching for a Fire Emblem game, and Fire Emblem games are nowhere to be seen in Italy. Nowhere to be seen. Even the Switch ones are you cannot find them.
Okay.
And and yeah, it's almost like Fire Emblem. It was not, but I mean, there was not a bad thing for me.
Yeah.
And I went, yeah, okay, let's try it. And then I played it and I liked it and I finished it after many many years because I procrastinate a lot with games. I start them, I played them for some hours and then I forget to finish them and I got a huge uh, pile of games I have not yet finished
Yeah.
that I should
It,
finish.
it happens to me as
Uh,
well, but even worse. I start playing the game for a couple of days, maybe weeks, and then I kind of get bored, or there's a part where I'm like, well, I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna play it later, and I
Yeah,
start
okay.
playing
There were.
and I start
It's the
playing
same for me.
Smash, and I start playing Smash, and I stop playing the other games, and it's
Yeah,
maybe
it's the
years
same for me.
years after I stop playing Smash, and I go back to the game. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how to play this, and I go back to
Yeah,
Smash. It's horrible.
same, same.
It's painful.
Uh, but a very good memory I have of Xenoblade is when the definitive editions was announced. Like
Mm.
I screamed in my Discord chat and I knew instantly I was the first Xenoblade. When the trailer started, I did not even hear the music. I just saw the first scene. It was. Have you played the game?
Yeah, I played Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Okay. So I believe the trailer started with a shot of Machina Forest,
Mm-hmm.
or the Fallen Arm, or one of them, and I knew instantly it was that. I was so happy. I I went on the website they made. I downloaded all the new songs that they teased to us, and I was following every one of the news about the game
Mm-hmm.
every week, every day. And as on the side there was this number of uh, screenshots from the game, which showed how it was different and how much it was graphically better than the Wii version.
Yeah,
And I downloaded that folder, and I still got it in my computer as a wallpaper. It runs through each image every 5 minutes, and I get to see every time I turn on my computer my favorite game and those screenshots.
that's beautiful. Wait, so you're also a Fire Emblem fan?
Yep, I've been for a lot of years. They they gave me the S game Shadow Dragon for
Mm.
a birthday,
Yeah.
um, and then I played almost all of them on emulators.
Mm.
Um, I also played Heroes since day one. I dropped it many times. I dropped it definitely this year,
Okay.
and
Why?
because I was getting bored. Like the meta is too toxic. I do not like to play the PvP modes or even PvE modes because units get too broken and my units are not getting better.
Mm,
So I dropped it. I got bored.
yeah, makes
I
sense.
I I still played it mostly for my YouTube channel where I uploaded and edited the Grandiro battles clears with special units or units I liked, and I just continued playing for years just for that. But now I don't have fun even doing that anymore, so
Mm,
not playing anymore.
I get
I
it.
still got it downloaded in my phone. It's still there. If I ever want to play it again, it's there. But for now, I'm inactive.
Okay, I get it. I have a really shitty take about Fire Emblem. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, tell me. I'm gonna judge you for that. Remember?
I
No,
think
I'm joking.
I think Awakening is ass and Fates is better.
You think Awakening is ass?
Yeah.
Awakening is, I think, the game I played the least.
Okay.
Because a friend of mine borrowed it to me, and I got it for 2 days. I got to chapter 4, and then I never got the game again.
Okay.
I think it's a not as a bad take. I mean,
And I think that Fates is better
for
than
for
Awakening.
what reasons? Yeah, for what reasons do you think it's better?
Um, honestly, I like the idea of going to into three separate storylines. For example, even though those storylines are not perfect, some of them are even kind of weirdly balanced in difficulty. But even then, is something that it has not been seen as much in the Fire Emblem games. It's something that it's definitely something that like they saw the Pokemon games and they wanted to try something different, and it worked kind of. I think Corrin is just a better protagonist than Robin. For instance, also
Mm,
there's that.
okay.
And the music is way better as well. Um,
Yeah. I'm on it. Yeah, I can understand it.
I mean, there are some flaws with Fates that I can get behind as well. For example, the story is pretty weird. And there's
Weird is a right term you can use.
and then there's
I don't think it's bad.
no,
Most
it's
people say
not
it's bad.
bad.
I
It's
think
just weird.
it's weird. No, yeah. I'm not a fan of it so much of its story. I mean,
And
yeah, I like the
then,
characters. I like the music. I like the environments.
mm-hmm,
I really like the settings.
yeah,
I just when I bought it, I only played Conquest.
yeah,
Uh, True, I tried Birthright, but I did not get too far in there.
mm,
And I had different expectations when I began it,
yeah,
and after I played it, I did not like it that much. But it's still a fair game, I think. Not that bad as people always say.
yeah. I mean,
So, and
yeah. Continue.
what's your favorite Fire Emblem game?
Is Echoes Shadows of Valencia.
Okay,
Yeah,
good game. Yeah, I like that game also.
it's pretty beautiful.
That's a weird game. That's a weird game. You can I think you can also admit that it's a weird game.
It's not as weird as Fates or Engage, but and
Oh,
technically Heroes,
Engage is very weird.
and technically Heroes, because I mean, is it canon? Is it not canon? I mean, who knows? But it's not the weirdest game of Fire Emblem, but it's also not the most normal game of Fire Emblem. you
No,
know,
no. It's-
um, Fire Emblem in general is pretty weird. Let's rephrase that. Um, but I mean I loved Fate. I mean I love Echoes Shadows of Valencia. I think the story between Alma and Celica is beautiful. Uh, the characters in general are pretty good, and
Yes.
the whole environment is amazing. The music is really good. I mean, it is the only Fire Emblem game that I completed on
Hmm.
a couple of sittings because my one of my best friends has a 3DS and I borrowed it from him and I played Shadows of Valencia. It was really good. Um, and then yeah, I think it is the only game that I can say of Fire Emblem that I can say I finished it. You know.
Hmm. Okay, yeah. Have you
Uh,
played the original Gaiden or no?
no, I haven't. I haven't.
Mm.
Is
That,
it
that
better than the remake?
no, no. The remake is in every way better than Gaiden. I
Okay.
think there is nothing of Gaiden I can think of that is better of uh is
Okay.
better than Echoes. No, Echoes uh did everything right with
Okay.
that.
Awesome. I don't know if you'll understand this question. ¿Sabes hablar en español?
Mm, no.
Did you understand the question?
Yes. Is it if I can understand Spanish or just if I can
If you
speak it?
speak it, yeah.
No, I don't speak it. I can. I mean, because I'm Italian, I can understand some words. But I mean, just that.
Yeah, yeah, it happens the same to me. I can understand some words in Italian. I mean, I actually took some years of Italian back in middle school.
Ooh, you did?
Yeah, yeah, but like when I was between 7 years old,
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
I don't
Mhm.
remember that much. I don't remember anything actually. I remember that I was top in my class, and I don't remember didn't remember a thing a year later. Like I don't remember anything of Italian. Let alone now, like 18 years later. I don't remember a thing. So are you also a Castlevania fan, right?
Yeah, I am.
What are your perspectives on the Castlevania TV series?
I only watched the no. I did not watch Nocturne when it
Mm-hmm.
came out. I still not have watched it because the end of the first series left me a bitter taste on
Really?
my mouth. Like, yeah, I really liked the first two seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Then the third season come and they just shitted on my beloved Hector. And there was all these vampire ladies that I did not like them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember any of the name except for Lenore. But then I think Trevor and Sypha were good characters in there. Isaac was a very good character. He's the best character in the series. They made him way better than he is in its game in Curse of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing I'm giving it to them. Like Isaac is very good, Hector is very bad, and the rest is average.
Okay.
Dracula is no Dracula is also good, but Dracula doesn't. He just shows up in the first two seasons and then gets killed. So not
Yeah.
much you can say about it.
So thoughts on Alucard though?
Oh, Alucard. I think it's fine.
Mm.
Uh, just during is it the first season? I don't remember. He gets like he gets too attached to this couple of I don't know, are they vampires or something? They do questionable things to him, and then he kills them. And that's the only good things he did in that season. I think Alucard is fine as well.
Yeah, I understand. So you're not interested in watching Nocturne?
No, not yet.
Mm.
As the second season is not out yet,
No, I think
right?
it's
Or is
no, not yet. I think it's released in the end of this year or in the beginning of next
it?
year, if I'm not mistaken.
I wait for people to watch it and tell how it is, and then if it's good, then maybe I will watch the whole thing. But they did not um, speak well of the first season. I mean, not for, they speak badly for the reasons I'm interested in, which are the um okay, God, how do I say it? Like they are not sticking to the real lore of the games. They are not faithful enough. That's
No,
what
no.
I'm
I
searching for. Yeah.
mean, my opinion of Nocturne, at least, is that it's a good. It's not a good adaptation of the games, but it's a good adaptation of the series. Like a good adaptation of the franchise, but a
Mm.
good, but it's a great adaptation of a fantasy storyline depicted on the French Revolution. But
Okay.
as a representation of the games where Richter
Hmm.
was the main character, no. But I think I liked Nocturne a little bit more than the last few seasons of the Castlevania original series.
Hmm. Okay, that's fine. Hey, maybe you're convincing me to watch it, maybe not. But
Um,
there was a problem for me in the first season as well. Like,
yeah.
mm, the producer just ditched out Grant because pirates are not native in Romania. Fuck, fuck you. Like, no, no. I don't remember even the name. Is it like Aaron Will or Willis, something like that?
I don't
No,
remember.
he was not a good producer for the series.
Yeah, it makes
Like
sense.
it all started from there, and then I think the next people that worked on the series got it a little bit right, but not the way I like it.
Yeah.
But it's just a me thing, not
No, it makes
for
sense.
everyone.
Makes sense. My wife actually loves the Castlevania TV series more than I do. Yeah, she actually has a tattoo of the Alucard sword on her back.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh,
I mean,
ooh, ooh.
it is a mashup tattoo. It is a dragon, like a full dragon, like similar to
Mm-hmm.
Haku from this
Spirited
Ghibli
Away.
movie. What? From what?
Spirited Away.
Yeah, from Spirited Away. It's a dragon similar to that one with the
Mm-hmm.
Alucard sword on the middle with some flowers
Wow,
around.
so cool,
It covers her
so
whole
cool.
back. I can send you a picture of it if you're interested.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, yeah. Do it.
But she loves Castlevania more than I do even. But it's funny because I'm more inclined of loving Castlevania the games, and she's more interested in the TV series actually.
Oh, it's fair.
So she doesn't know about some of the best characters in the Castlevania series because it doesn't appear in the TV series, which is so sad.
Mhm. You will
But
get to learn them in the future.
yeah, for
I think if these Netflix things uh, are still getting good receptions,
mhm.
then maybe they will adapt even more of the
I
series
sure
in the
hope
future.
so.
I
I
I
hope so.
hope they adapt the final 1999 Castle War with
Mhm.
Julius. If they
Yeah.
do that, then they will get my attention. Let's just say that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So, last question of the interview: who would you like to nominate Sir Hishi that you'll come to a future podcast?
Um. mm, Okay, even though before the interview I told you that Yolt would be a very good pick for your channel
Mhm.
because of the reason I told you.
Yeah.
I think I would like to nominate this Italian coach
Mhm.
and also old school player, but now he's mostly a coach. He's called Ribaya. I don't. You will know how to pronounce it. And I think he can give you a lot of insight on how the scene back then worked, how he sees the Italian scene as a whole. Is very critical of our scene.
Okay.
So yeah, I think he is a very good candidate for an interview with you, and I can vouch it for you if you want.
Awesome. Okay, so here's where the podcast is coming to an end. Thank you so much to Iggy. If the public wants to look up your social media, where they go find you.
They can find me on Twitter. I've I don't remember my Twitter handle though.
I will post
I,
it. I will post it when I upload this interview on YouTube. Don't worry.
okay, okay. And on Discord, I think you can give out my Discord as well.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
For
on these places.
awesome.
I mean, you. It's not a thing I like to do when I am at other people's places and podcasts or other things. But I got a couple of YouTube channels. I'm not active on them anymore. If people are interested in them, they can find them there as well.
Hmm. Awesome. For the people,
But
yes.
yeah, I do not have them linked up anywhere. I think I got my Castlevania channel on Twitter, but not the other one. The other
Okay,
one is more hidden. So
I understand. For the people watching, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel or to follow me on Twitch so you can not miss the chance of watching any other interview or any other content that I will make in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I will be seeing you in another interview in the future. The game. Goodbye.